Now, Rafael Nadal and Alexander Zverev, they're facing off in the quarterfinals of the Madrid Open. Now, before I start the prediction, I'm going to say that starting from the Rome tournament, I'm going to have a place where I will document how many I get right. So from Rome, when I make my predictions, if they're right, I'm going to make sure that they're written down. So I'm going to, in June, or at the end of every month, so at the end of May, so when June starts, I will release a list for how many I got right, what my accuracy rate is in terms of my predictions. So it'll be a table that you can always go and look at. It's going to be actually, I think that it's a pretty cool addition I'm adding here, just to make things a little bit more fun and to spice it up a little bit. And comment down in the section below, though. Tell me if you would want it a different way or whatever. But I'm going to do that for now, just to make things a little bit more fun. I'm going to have it at the end of every month. I will see what my accuracy rate is, what my accuracy rate in the different tournaments are. I think it's going to be cool heading up. I'm trying to add some new features in every video. I just want to make things newer. I want to kind of spice the thing up a little bit and make it more into a game. So I'm just doing that. And I also want to mention that it's going to be in a spreadsheet. So I'm going to post it on my discussion post at the end of every month, just for a heads up. Anyways, so again, but before I start it, this tournament doesn't count. This one is Madrid, so it doesn't count. From Rome is when we're going to start this new system. So, but anyways, let's get on with this match. Let's analyze this match first. So Rafa has had some good wins too. He's been playing really well. He hasn't dropped a set. He actually has not lost more than 3 games in a set, so he's playing really well in this tournament. He first played against Alcaraz, and that was a memorable moment because it was actually Alcaraz's birthday. So it was cool because Rafa was able to. It was fun for Alcaraz. He had a good time. There was a cake on the court. It was really a memorable moment for both players. But he defeated him 6-1, 6-2. And he played Popperin, and Popperin put up some resistance, but Rafa managed to get through it 6-3, 6-3. Now, Zverev has also been impressive of his own lately. He first beat Nishikori 6-3, 6-2, and he beat Evans 6-3, 7-6. So he's been pretty impressive. In his last match, he won 80% of first serve points, and so he's playing pretty well. And he also converted 2 out of 4 break points, so more clinical on the opportunities, which is a good sign. Because when he's playing Rafa, he's going to need to really, if he wants to win, he has to take every opportunity he gets. Because Rafa will not let him slide with opportunities. He's going to have to take every opportunity he gets. He has to take it. He can't waste opportunities. Now, they've met 7 times, and Rafa leads the head-to-head 5-2. In their first meeting, Rafa won it in a tight 3-setter. That was on a hard court, though. In the Australian Open in 2017, Rafa won that match in 5 sets. In 2017, on Monte Carlo, Rafa beat him in straight sets. In 2018, in the Davis Cup, Rafa beat him in straight sets. In Rome in 2018, Rafa beat him in 3 sets. But the last 2 meetings, Zverev has won them in straight sets on hard court. So pretty interesting that Zverev has gone the last 2 meetings. So my prediction here, I think, is going to be a win for Rafa. I think Rafa has been playing really well so far, and I don't think that he will get upset, but I think it's going to be 3 sets, because Zverev just has been pretty impressive, so I think it's going to be a 3-set match, but I think it's going to be Rafa's for the taking. So my prediction here is Rafa in 3 sets. So, Dominic, Thiem, and John Isner, they're facing off in the quarterfinals of the Madrid Open. Now, before I get to the prediction, I want to announce that there's a new way I'm going to be doing this. So, I'm going to actually be taking a tally of how many I get right. So, just for the fun of you guys, I'm going to make sure that I'm taking tally of it. So, what I will do is that at the end of every month, I will tally how many predictions I got right. So, we'll start from the Rome tournament, and I will add, and we'll see what my percent ratio is. Just for fun, just to make it just to spice things up a little bit. But anyways, let's get to the predictions first. So, Thiem has had to play 2 matches. He was a seed, so he got a bye. He played against Giron, and he won that one easily, 6-1, 6-3. Then today against Diminor, it was a tight match. It wasn't easy for him. He had to get through it 7-6, 6-4, 2 tight sets. and he wasn't really at his best in the match, but he managed to keep composure and he was clutch in the right moments, which was a good thing. And now he's going to have to be good if he's facing Isner, because Isner has been playing pretty well so far, even though his service is not his favorite. And Thiem is looking like he's getting better, and soon maybe we'll see, but maybe he can possibly win one of the Masters 1000s on clay, maybe even Roland Garros, like, right? He said his goal was to win that, so we'll see. We just have to wait and see what happens, though. That's all we can do for now, and see if Thiem can achieve what he said he wanted to. Now, Isner has kind of been the fairy tale, especially considering that clay is not his favorite surface. So he's played 3 matches. He first had to get through Kecmanovic. That one was tight, 6-4, 7-6. He then played Bautista, getting saved the match point in that 3rd set. He won it in 3 sets. And then against Rublev, he also played another 3-setter, and he won it in 3 sets. Now he gets to play Thiem in the quarterfinals. And Isner, another thing to remember with Isner is that while he's played 3 sets in all his matches haven't really been so physical. You know, his matches aren't like, they've not really gone over like 3 hours yet. So he's not been playing really tough matches, even though they're 3 sets. They're still pretty short 3-setters in general. But we're gonna see, can Isner cause the upset here, and he'll be confident because Thiem is not maybe at his best level. Can he cause the upset? Now, they have met 3 times, and Thiem leads the head-to-head 2-1. They met on the clay court in 2015, and Thiem won that in straight sets. And they met on 2 hardcourt encounters in 2015 and 2017. Isner won the 2015 one, and the 2017 one was won by Thiem in 3 sets. So my prediction, I think it's going to be Thiem in 3 sets. I think that Isner's playing well enough to steal a set, but I think Thiem will get it in 3 because he looks like he's slowly getting back to his best level, and he looks like he's putting in the effort he needs to get back to his best level. So I'm going to pick Thiem to win this in a 3-set match. So Casper Ruud and Alexander Bublik, they're facing off in the quarterfinals of the Madrid Open. Now, before I go into the details, I want to first talk about the new way I'm going to be doing these predictions. I'm going to have every month I'm going to post a table for how many predictions I got right. So I'm going to do that to see my accuracy rate. So from Rome, that's when this new system will start. So we're just a heads up, just to spice things up a little. Well, anyways, let's go into the details of this match. So Ruud has had some impressive runs. He reached the semis in Monte Carlo earlier, a couple weeks ago, and he's also had some good wins at this tournament. Most notably, he beat Tsitsipas in the 7-6-6-4, and but first he beat Auger-Aliassime straight, and then Nishioka as well. But the interesting thing about him and the astonishing fact is he hasn't been broken. He hasn't even given his opponents a single break point. So that's going to be crucial coming into this match, because Ruud has actually been very clinical in the match. He hasn't given his opponent a single break point. He's been very clinical in his matches. He's not been broken, so he's been really good on the serve. And in the Tsitsipas match, he won 82% of points on his first serve, so he's doing well on the serve specifically. He's really doing well. And now he gets to play Bublik, who has also notched some impressive wins on his own. Of his own. He most notably beat Karatsev and Shapovalov. He beat Shapovalov in 3 and Karatsev in 2. And the Karatsev win was pretty good, because most people were thinking that Karatsev would win. He was the favorite. I even thought Karatsev would win in 2 sets, but Bublik, he proved me wrong, and he beat Karatsev 6-4, 6-3. Now he gets to play Casper Ruud, who is also in great form. Now, let's go through their head-to-head. So, their head-to-head right now, they've met once, and Ruud has the 1-0 advantage. They met in St. Petersburg on a hard court, and Ruud won that one 6-7, 6-4, 6-2. So right now, this is a tough one to predict, because everybody is playing extremely well. Everybody's playing, both of the players are playing really well so far, and this one is going to be a pretty tough match to predict, but I'm going to just lean towards Ruud because he hasn't been broken, so he's impressed. And also, another thing is that Bublik has stated that he doesn't really like the clay. So I think that against Ruud, I think that he'll probably struggle, but I won't be surprised. I actually would like if Bublik won. I would want him to win, and I would actually want Bublik to get the win here. And I won't be surprised if he did, but I'm going to pick Ruud in 3 sets because I think Ruud has just been really good this week. So I think that he's going to beat Bublik. So I'm going to pick Ruud to win this one in a 3-set match. So Cristian Garin and Matteo Berrettini, they're facing off in the quarterfinals of the Madrid Open. Now, Garin has had some really impressive... Actually, before I go to the prediction, I want to say that, and as I've said, I'm going to be saying in all my quarterfinal predictions, I'm going to be saying that there's a new way I'm going to be tallying these predictions. I'm going to be calculating my accuracy rate. And in my discussion post at the end of the month, I will post a discussion, and it will have a tally of what predictions I got right, which ones I didn't. So at the end of every month, I'm going to make sure that I'm tallying which ones I was correct, which ones were not correct, and we're gonna see how it goes from month to month. But anyway, without further ado, let's go on to the prediction. So Garin, as I was saying at the beginning, he's had some good results this year. He won a title back in Santiago in his native country. He defeated Baggins in a tightly 3-set match, and he's also had some impressive victories also in the Madrid Open. So he won his first 2 matches in straight sets before defeating Medvedev in 3 sets, which was a topsy-turvy match. He won it against Medvedev. He beat him in 3 sets, and that was a great win because Medvedev, while he's had some good runs on the clay, so even though clay is not Medvedev's best surface, he did have a good run a couple of years ago. He reached the semis in Monte Carlo. So while clay is not Medvedev's best surface, it was still a good run from him, and Medvedev is still good on the clay. So it was a great win for Garin to get a win over Medvedev, and I'm sure he'll be confident because he'll be one of the favorites left. There are not many top players left, so he's one of the favorites on the bottom side of the draw to make the final, but he has to get past first the informed Berrettini. Now, Berrettini has also had some good results. He did well on the clay courts. He won the Serbia Open, defeating Karatsev in the final. He also reached the final of the ATP Cup and the 4th round of the Australian Open. So he's had some good results. And in Madrid, he's also had some good runs as well. He defeated Fognini in straight sets, and then he defeated Delbonis in straight sets also, which was a great win because Delbonis is a good clay court player. It's one of the great clay court players. His lefty forehand is very good on the clay court, so it was a great win for Berrettini to win this in straight sets, and he won 83% of the points on his first serve. So that was a great statistic from Berrettini there. And now he gets to play Garin, and he'll also be confident because along with Garin, both of them are kind of the favorites to win, to make the final. On the bottom side of the draw, they're the favorites to make the final because the other 2 players that are there are unseeded. So they're the favorites pretty much to make the final. So Berrettini will be confident that he can be able to win this. Now, Garin and Berrettini, they have met 2 times and they have an even head-to-head. On the clay courts, Garin won that one in 3 sets in Munich 2 years ago. And then in Shanghai, Berrettini avenged that defeat and won it in straight sets. Now, my prediction here is, this one is a tough one because both players are playing really well, but I'm going to go with Garin because of the head-to-head advantage. I think that Garin beat Berrettini in their last clay court meeting, and while Berrettini won it on the hard court, I think Garin is the better clay court player. So I'm going to pick Garin to win this another time. So I'm going to pick that. My prediction is that I think Garin will win this one in 3 sets. So Cristian Garin wins one in a 3-set match.